Introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Brandy Duhon, 2013 LSU SVM graduate and instructor of shelter medicine.
Thank you, Dean. I'd first like to say that I am truly honored that you guys chose me to be your speaker. Class of 2019, I'm not sure if you are aware, but you and I share something in common. In 2015, we both experienced life-changing events. Me, another near-death experience, and you, vet school. Well, you all may consider that a near-death experience. But seriously, I was given a 1% chance to live, and you were given a 20% chance of being accepted to vet school. Look at us, we did it. Now comes the hard part, recovery for me and vet school for you. I had it easy. I just had to adapt to a visual impairment and relearn how to walk. You had the countless hours of anatomy, pharmacology, and let's not forget the ever-dreaded navigating. Going into this challenge, my biggest fear was not being able to return to doing what I love, and that's veterinary medicine and teaching you. Your biggest fear was failure. We took on those challenges with pride and determination. And guess what? We did it again. We came out on top. Now you have the challenge of going out in the real world and making a difference. I hope I have taught you all to never give up and never let anyone or anything get in the way of your dreams. Anything is possible. No one would have ever thought that a little old Cajun girl would have touched so many lives, overcome so many hurdles, and persevered. I say again, anything is possible. For those of you that don't know my story, it started in 1982 and got real interesting in 1995. At the age of 13, I was diagnosed with bacterial meningitis, which resulted in a 4-month hospital stay, over 20 blood transfusions, 27 hyperbaric treatments, and oh yeah, the loss of both my hands and right heel. Needless to say, such a devastating event was life-altering. I was a 13-year-old girl, which meant image was everything. Being accepted was everything. I was just starting to think I knew who I wanted to be, and that all changed in the blink of an eye. Obviously, I made it through high school unscathed, but it's not like I didn't have my heartaches or challenges. I was constantly having to prove myself over and over again. Little did I know that this would be constant throughout my life, nor did I realize that every handed person was going to have the same challenges. I didn't have a boyfriend. I thought it was obviously because I didn't have any hands. Years later, I found out when a good friend of mine from high school said, "You know, I just want you to know, it wasn't because you didn't have any hands that no one dated you. It was just you were so damn intimidating." Man, I wish I would have known that earlier. Now to another life-changing event. I met a wonderful man named Jodel Diaz. He is sitting somewhere in this audience.
Oh, yeah.
I was graduating from high school when I met the man of my dreams. Mom told me that she prayed for him, and she's absolutely right. He's God sent. God is good. Upon graduation, I enrolled in college and began pursuing a career aimed towards becoming an anesthesiologist. But it didn't take me long to figure out I don't do people. While in undergrad, I met an amazing veterinarian, Dr. Renee Poirier. She encouraged me to come to her clinic and see what veterinary medicine was all about. Just like everyone else she hires, I started out as a kennel worker, moved to reception, then technician, and finally surgery technician. Through my years of working at a veterinary clinic, I realized that veterinary medicine was absolutely for me. I confided in Dr. Poirier about my fears of never being able to become a veterinarian. Once again, I had to prove myself. I applied to vet school and was denied after 2 consecutive years of application. I went to Dr. Poirier and expressed my concerns. She explained to me, "Brandy, no one will know what you can do if they don't see it. It's not like every day a double amputee, and hands at that, applies to a medical school." And she was right. How was I going to go up to the admissions committee and say, I could put in a catheter, restraint. Let's be honest, sometimes I even wonder how I do it. So I sent a video of me doing work at Dr. Poirier's clinic, putting in catheters, performing dentals, and that video made it around the entire school. Year 3 of application came around, and once again, I was not accepted. But I did not give up. Something that you will learn about me is that I am very, very determined. Oh, and my mom says hard-headed. I again applied for the fourth year, and guess what? I got accepted. They took a chance on me. Now the proving really began. Throughout school, as I was performing the same task as everyone else in labs, I'd look up and I'd have a multitude of individuals observing. That cracked me up. But there's one event in particular that sticks in my mind. I was in surgery lab. My clinician was Dr. Laura Riggs. She had no idea how I was going to perform the task at hand, and I'll be honest, neither did I. But she believed in me and gave me the time I needed to figure it out. And guess what? I did it. I passed the practical, just like everyone else. I was now advancing the clinics and had a whole new set of clinicians to prove myself to. One after the other, I completed my rotations, learned a lot about myself, and taught my clinicians even more. Can you believe a double amputee made it through vet school? Anything is possible. Upon graduation, I took a position as a shelter medicine fellow. After completing 2 years of the shelter medicine fellowship, I was hired on as a clinician and surgeon of shelter medicine. Not 2 months after being hired, my life changed again. As stated previously, in October of 2015, I became ill with meningoencephalitis. I could not believe it. I'd come all this way. I'd done all these things, persevered, and once again, I was knocking on death's door. This time, I was blind in one eye, and I couldn't walk. How could I ever continue to be a veterinarian? I had to prove myself again. But I put that behind me, and I fought. I fought to become who I was before. I'll never forget the time Dr. Wendy Wolfson came visit me in the hospital. I was lying in the bed, still unable to fully see and walk, and she says, "When are you coming back to work? I need you on the mobile unit." In my head, I'm thinking, lady, I can't even walk. Needless to say, 3 months later, after our conversation, I was back at work. Not just back at work, I was on the mobile unit. I was performing physical exams, giving vaccines. I was doing surgeries. I was who I was before. Maybe not stable on the legs, but I was doing what I love. Life is hard, but anything is possible. They say when you give these speeches, you should always give words of wisdom. So here they come. Treat your technicians with respect. You're only as good as your best technician. Always take a fecal. When you're in the exam room, always. When you're in the exam room with a client and you have no idea about that case, let the client know you're going to read that fecal. It gives you time to do some research. You're never too good to learn. Just last week, I learned from one of my colleagues, Dr. Domorowski, that you should never tell a client that you're taking their dog to the back. You should always let them know that you're taking their dog to the treatment room. Those crazy cases you saw in clinics, you'll likely never see that again. Family is everything. Your sanity comes first. Your #1 patient and priority is you. Take care of you. And now for my last words of wisdom. Keep in mind, this is from my own experience. God forbid any of you ever lose your hands. But if you do, when driving up through a McDonald's window, make sure you place your order, when you place your order, you let the lady know you don't have any hands. Basically say, I'll take a number 4, and oh, by the way, I don't have any hands. If not, you'll get your nuggets thrown right through your window onto your passenger seat. I am proud of all of you, and I look forward to the